with the Department of Materials Engineering, KNUST. And Prof also joins us on the phone lines right now. Prof, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning, David. It's Dr. Bennetta.
Okay. Doc, good to have you on our show this morning.
Thank you very much, David.
Well, tell us, what are your views or thoughts on the current regulatory framework on our Galamsey fight?
Thank you very much, David, and good morning to you again and to your cherished listeners out there. And I must say a very big thank you also for the opportunity to contribute to this all-important discussion on Galamsey. Well, as a minerals engineer, I think that I have concerns about the impact of illegal mining, or Galamsey as we may call it, on our health, the environment, and also on our economy. I would say that the current framework, the regulatory framework, is good and has good intentions. I think that it is the enforcement that is weak. Please, you understand me? Hello, can you hear me?
Doc.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Doc, we can hear you. We can hear you.
So I think that the current framework, the regulatory framework is good, has good intentions, but the enforcement is what is weak. And so I think that as a nation, we need stricter regulations. And I must, this is a bit uncomfortable, but I must say that we may have to also put in harsher penalties for violators.
Now, I have heard some people say we should shoot to kill. And you are saying harsher penalties for violators. Do you succumb or support the shoot to kill idea?
Not that idea. There are other harsher penalties.
Such as?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. So I'm asking, such as?
I heard the other panelists talking about seizing some of the equipment, and not making them available to the faulters and so on and so forth. The shoot to kill, no. Remember, we are a big family in Ghana. We can't go that extent. Yes.
Doc, you talk about the framework is good. It is implication or the application of it or implementing it that is a challenge. As we speak, Erasmus, who is with me in the studio, talks about the fact that we are inhaling these chemicals. He talks about the fact that the mercury, you are the expert. When we inhale these, chemicals, especially the mercury, it stays within our system.
Oh.
Yes,
and it's causing people to fall sick and die.
Dr. Kumsin is an expert in heavy metals.
Yes.
And she knows how we are polluting our rivers and streams with heavy metals.
Exactly. So, Doc, based on what is happening, you talk about the framework being good, but lack of the testicular fortitude to apply the framework. How do we go about it, especially when the politicians themselves have vested interest? How do we go about it?
This one, I've been thinking about it, and honestly, we all have to, speak about this. We don't have to leave it to Erasmus alone. I think he started working on this. He's been calling on all stakeholders, trying his best. But I think that we may have to involve, come up with some sort of a community-based strategies to help our brothers and sisters who are involved in these activities. The thing is, you have to ask yourself one key question. What is the root cause of this Galamsey? I dare to say that there is some sort of corruption that is going on in our system that is affecting this menace. But then when you go to the grassroots, it is because of poverty. The key issue underlying Galamsey is poverty. A lot of people are poor in our system. Our economy is not doing so well. And then when you take the ordinary Ghanaians, we do not have the basic needs for life. And so people indulge in these activities. I would say that we have to go back and address our poverty issues. We have to share the national cake such that everybody benefits from it. It doesn't go into a few people's pockets.
What exactly do we? So, Doc, what exactly do we need to do in these rural areas? We're talking about alternative, livelihoods. What should we really do in terms of sharing the national cake across board? What should we put in place in these rural areas where you talk about the fact that they are poor, that will help change their mindset on Galamsey?
Yes. So now, when I look at it, if we have these lavish lifestyles being projected everywhere, in Ghana, especially on social media, and everybody wants to live such a life, that is making us lose a sense of patriotism and making us lose integrity, which has an effect on how we protect and exploit our mineral resources, because these kinds of lavish lifestyles must be funded. And then exploiting the mineral resources in an illegal way helps us to fund some of these lifestyles. So as I said earlier, we have to look at community-based initiatives, such as involving our chiefs. They must come to a point where everybody is showing some sort of allegiance, patriotism to the nation. We must talk to our young people. We have to stop the Galamsey. Otherwise, we would end up killing ourselves.
Indeed, we are dying already. Exactly. Erasmus was telling us about a young man of 25 years who has a lot of mercury in his right. He's swelling from head to toe and has end-stage renal failure, which means that we are dying already. Now, Doc, I also mentioned that we're dealing with these heavy metals like, mercury, that Erasmus tells us does not leave our system. It's staying with us for good. What is your greatest fear? Knowing that these are things that are creating sicknesses and diseases. Have we seen the worst yet?
Yeah, we have seen the worst happening gradually. Just that it hasn't escalated to a point where the ordinary Ghanaian has to take some drastic action. Do you understand me? I think that we may have to look at options like sustainable agriculture and maybe skills training. But all of these may not be able to give us the kind of funds to satisfy our desires. As a people, we have to kill that desire of wanting more and wanting to live a lavish life to help us protect our mineral resources. We have, the regulations are great. Artisanal miners will need some sort of support from the government so that they mine responsibly and sustainably. At KNUST, where we run metallurgical engineering programs, we have put in sustainable mining practices to train students such that even if they want to go out and be a part of small-scale miners, large-scale, whatever, they have the skills to, implement such. That is what I can say. I don't know if you understand me.
I've heard you, but again, you mentioned the chiefs and people that we need to speak to. Unfortunately for us, some of these same chiefs themselves are compromised. They're involved in the Galamsey. How can we rally more Ghanaians to add their voice to this campaign to end Galamsey? How do we do that?
Yes, I think we have to involve our young people. The young people can do so much. Let us come to them and let them understand. Okay, we can begin with our schools, with our communities. The young people also have a voice. If we train these young people, because when you go to typical Galamsey sites, you have kids involved in Galamsey. We need to involve our young people. Erasmus, if you are hearing me, I think you have done so much. But can we involve our young people? Let them also rise up and speak against this, so that fathers, mothers, uncles, aunties can understand what we are doing. It shouldn't all be about money. When you get all the money in your pocket and the water you are drinking is contaminated, how can you survive? If you get all the money in your pocket and the soils that grow the food that you eat is contaminated with heavy metal, how do you survive? Our hospitals will be full. We will give birth to babies who are deformed. These are all effects of, we have to let the ordinary Ghanaian understand the effects of Galamsey. The pictures maybe are not speaking enough. We have to involve the young people. Those in the universities who are hearing me right now, please join us in speaking against these activities. We have to mine, yes, but it has to be done sustainably. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time. And Dr. Kumsing is a senior lecturer with the Department of Minerals Engineering, KNUST. Doc, thanks very much for your time. Also joining us on the phone lines right now is Mr. Richard Anani. He's with Trust Africa, and you realize